If you can recall, in our previous lecture video on law of contracts, where we are treating terms and representation of a contract, which definitely form part of the first semester topic, I told you that there are differences between representation and terms of a contract. In that video, we discussed extensively the definition, and I made you a promise that we are going to continue our lecture video, which is this Saturday, and we already have it here. We are going to continue on that aspect of the difference between representation and terms of a contract. And now today, we have come to fulfill that promise. So we have actually seen there is a difference between representation and then terms of a contract. I told you people there are implications for that. There are reasons for that. Because if you actually say this is representation, this is terms of a contract, since all of them leads to the same result, which is what? I want my money back. Which is what? I don't want to do this contract again. Which is what? Give me damages. What then? Why would the court consign itself as per whether this one is representation, as per whether this one is a terms of a contract? My dear, I also asked that same question when I was in your level. Until this stage, I understood that there are reasons for that. Contract law is a very, technical course. It's not just because you do anyhow. Because the implication is not just you are getting damages. Even the way you prove contract, whether it's a breach, is different from the way whether you will prove misrepresentation. Assuming you are suing for misrepresentation or you are suing for I don't want you to get confused. King's Advocate will explain. Just let's go into the video properly. Now, we have identified that there are differences between terms and representation. Even though both terms and representation can lead to damages or rescission, they do so for different legal reasons. And as we proceed, you are going to see the reason for that. So let's look more closely and see how this thing connects. When you look at the difference between terms and representation, you will see that two of them give rise to different things. Terms, a breach of term, give rise to a breach of contract. Then if the representation is involved, you have what? Misrepresentation as a cause of action. Please pay attention. If there is a breach of term, I don't want to define term because we have defined it before. If there is a breach of term of a contract, I'm going to link the video. Just follow this video. At the end, I'm going to show you where you are going to watch it and the playlist that will help you to understand everything you have said. Don't lose hope. We are still together. If there is a breach of term, it will give rise to a breach of contract. If what is involved is not a breach of term, but rather a representation, I've told you people the difference. A representation, you only sue in misrepresentation as a cause of action in contract. Misrepresentation is a second semester topic. I'm not going to tell you now, but I've made a video on that. If you are dealing with terms of a contract, we have promises forming part of a contract in issue. If you are dealing with representation, you talk about persuasive statements made before a contract. But if you are talking about wrong that has been committed under terms of a contract, we are talking about breach of contract. Remember, I'm just opposing between term as in being an issue and representation as being an issue. The term will give rise to breach of contract. Representation will give rise to you suing in misrepresentation. I'm trying to differentiate the two for you. If you then talk about the proof, that is what I told you, the effort. What we are trying to do is that as a lawyer, you should know what you are suing for. If what is involved is a breach of term, you should know what to prove in court. If what is involved is a representation, you will know what to prove in court, because in whichever way or whichever one you follow, you must get something from the court. But what you will get from the court depends on which one you sue for, and how you prove the case to win your argument will depend on which one you are suing for. That's why we are learning this thing. Do you understand? Because we are tomorrow lawyer, and this will also come in your problem question. If you are talking about terms as being an issue, the plaintiff must prove what's breach. He must prove there was a breach of that term. If he is talking about representation, in this case misrepresentation, he must prove that the statement was false and induced him to enter into the contract. This is what you have to prove. You see how the other one you must prove breach? Yes. In this case, whether it's true or not is not my concern. What matters is that you breach it. In the other case of representation, what you are proving is not whether it was breached, but whether it were induced to enter it, and whether it is false. Very important. We then talk about damages. If it is a term that is an issue, that is whether it was a term of a contract or not a term of contract, the purpose or the damages you are going to get if you successfully maintain an action under a term which is breach of a contract, you are going to put the claimant, that is the plaintiff, in a position he would have been if the contract has not been performed. You are not reinstating him in the position he would have been as if to say he didn't enter the contract. There are two different things. In this case, you are putting him in the position he would be if everything was to be, everything moved without disturbance. But if it is on the other hand of mispresentation, everything you are going to achieve there is what? Rescission. That is damages. In this case, you are trying to, put this person in a position you would have been as if to say he didn't enter the contract at all. Now, the remedies available in terms, that is breach of contract, is always what? Damages. And rescission doesn't often come to play. That if you are talking about terms, it is only person that followed us from day one of this video will actually understand where I'm coming from. But regardless, you will still understand when you watch the other video coming up. If you are suing for terms of a contract as an issue, you are going to get damages because term was breached. But most often, you are not going to get what? Rescission. Because sometimes the court can just give you damages or award something that will make you to be comfortable with that contract. But on the other hand, if it is a representation, which is now giving fact to misrepresentation, it is often what? Rescission. That is you doing away totally with the contract, because the FS here is to put you in a position you would be as if you have never even made that contract. Because this is the case of what I ordered versus what I got.
Law confusing. Let's make it simple. At lawmadesimplelegal.com, we break down the hardest legal concepts into easy-to-understand lessons. Whether you're a student, lawyer, or just curious, you'll find clear explanations and real case analyses across fields like criminal law, contract, tort, and constitutional law. This is where law becomes easy and practical. This platform was created by Kingsley Omenyi, simplifying the law for Nigerians and beyond. Visit lawmadesimplelegal.com or simply scan us on Google to discover how easy law can be.
You ordered for Egusi, they are giving you Ogbono. This is not what you bargained for. In total, you are doing away with the contract. But the other one, this thing is still part of what you ordered. But it depends whether it was a warranty that was breached or whether it was a condition that was breached. That would determine whether you are going home with rescission. That is, I'm not doing again. Or whether you were giving damages, assuming it was what? Warranty. I pray that somebody out there is understanding this lecture. We then talk about what? Possibility of termination. When we are talking about terms, only if the term breach is condition or fundamental term, that is when you can say, I'm not doing again. But if it's ordinary warranty, I gave you an example in my previous video where I told you people that you went to buy a car. There is presumption that each car is going to come with a spare tire. If you don't know it today that each car you bought come with a spare tire. Assuming there is no spare tire, you cannot argue that you want to terminate the contract and return the car and take your money simply because there was no additional tire. For crying out loud, the car is moving, the car is working, the engine is good. The only thing is that the court will award you damages. They can either compensate you, even possibly give you additional tire. But on the other hand, you bought the car and the engine is not good. The engine is a very, very condition precedent for you buying a car. It is only a fool that will go to buy a car when the engine is not good. Do you understand the rationale? So in this case, we are going to what? Terminate the contract. But assuming it's misrepresentation or representation, rescission is always possible. Especially when the subject matter, is at stake. You can always have your rescission at any time. Now, we talk about what we know as fault requirements. Like if for you to successfully sue for terms of a contract as a plaintiff, you need not to show that fault occur. What matters is there was a breach. But under misrepresentation, liability will basically depends on the innocent, negligent, or fraudulent aspect of the defendant. For instance, if the representation, that is the claim made to you before you enter the contract, that induce you to enter the contract, was made without knowledge that thing doesn't exist, that person will actually go away with it. But if the person had a prior knowledge, he know what he's doing. In this case, this thing is not that, negligent or innocent misrepresentation. It is a fraudulent one. You are going to get your damages. Believe me, you understand this better when you treat misrepresentation in second semester. But now, the major question that is before this honorable court, which even the reason for this video is. Why is the distinction so important? Why are we, bothering ourselves with the difference between, as per whether it's misrepresentation, as per whether it's a term? To do this, we have to categorize the reason for that under, some headings. Number one is what? The type and measure of damages are completely different. The types and measure of damages you are going to get are completely different. For a breach of contract, that is terms being in issue, damages aim to fulfill the promise. Do you understand? The purpose here is to put you where you would have been if the contract was properly performed. I contacted you to sing for me. You didn't fulfill the condition. Now, condition you didn't fulfill is part of the terms of a contract. Now I'm suing. The purpose here is for me to get damages, either to enforce you to come and perform another thing to fulfill that obligation, or to give me something that will compensate me. That is the purpose. But when we are talking about representation and misrepresentation being in issue, damages only aims to undo the deceit. What are the best way to undo the deceit if not to terminate the contract? Is somebody following me? Please, if you understand what I say, kindly say in the comment section, thank you. It will go a long way to tell me that somebody actually is making point from what we are saying. So misrepresentation aims to put you where you would have been if you have never entered a contract ab initio. Example, you'll be refunded what you paid and even reimbursed for losses caused by relying on the first statement. Do you see there are two different things? The other one aims to what? Put you in a position you would have been if everything was cool, it was performed. The other one aims to put you the position you would have been even if that contract would not have existed. That is to take you back to where you were before, giving you your money, giving you back everything. Number two things of the reason why we have to differentiate between term and representation before the court of law is this. Rescission is not always available in breach cases. What is rescission? Rescission is repudiation, that is terminating a contract. When it has to do with breach of term, it is not always available except if it touches what? Condition or fundamental terms. If it doesn't touches condition and fundamental terms, you doesn't go with rescission. You go with damages because it is a mere warranty. After go and watch my video where I discuss warranty and all those things. But if it is misrepresentation, rescission is normally available. Why? Because it is impossible for the subject matter to be changed. Since everything involved is shrouded in secrecy and deception, you must go back to where you were. Another third thing to look at on why we have to check the difference is that misrepresentation has degree. Do you understand? Misrepresentation has degree. It has to do with fraudulent, negligent, or innocent misrepresentation. If the statement is a representation, the court must determine then whether it was what? Fraudulent. Because this will determine the liability of the defendant. If it was fraudulent, that is made knowingly, forced, maliciously, or recklessly. In this case, it is going to attract heavy damages against the what? The defendant in favor of the what? The plaintiff. But if it was negligent, that is made carelessly, you are making that statement without taking due notice, because under the law of tort, if you make a careless statement, you'll be held liable for it. You ought to verify what you are saying, but you made that statement not with malicious intent to hurt or defraud, but out of your own negligence. In this case, you are going to attract moderate punishment or moderate damages. If it is purely innocent, that is, you believe it is true when you are making it, the person that is affected will only be rescinded. That the person will go from the contract, but you will not give him anything. But even yourself, you don't know. Even if the person have suffered anything, two of you will just share the pains. Everybody will go their way because it was made innocent. So we have all seen how this thing played out in what we just discussed. What I want you to do now is to click this video in your screen now. If you click this video, it's going to direct you in case you have not started this journey with us, because everything we have discussed here is coming and flowing from those videos. I encourage you to go and watch it. If you still have questions, always put it on the comment section. I'm going to answer you. Remember to share this thing with your growth group because they will benefit. Share the link so that you people will grow together. I've been in this level and I understand the perception and the relevance of teamwork. Please work with your team. I'll see you there. Let's go and watch that one.